Welcome back to another episode of Katie's Talk Show here with the microphone, except for this time I am coming to you live from my gray wall room because I like it. Have you ever wondered how people travel for free, aka influencers getting to go on trips in exchange for them posting about it or creating content about it? Well, today I'm going to share with you how I was able to go on a trip for free when I only had 2,000 subscribers. Now I want to kick off today's story time / talk show with a brief note that I did in fact make a video not that long ago talking about how you can't really travel for free or that there are always hidden costs to traveling. Before I even talk in detail at all about how I got to go on a trip for free, and I will explain shortly why I always use air quotes, I want to say that this is something that is hugely aspirational. I feel incredibly grateful that I had the opportunity to travel kind of for work, and it was just really an amazing experience, and I want to just say how privileged that I know that I am that I got to do that. This is something that I think has become normalized on social media, and people have come to expect it in a way, or I think a lot more people aspire to it than people once did because we see it on social media so often. So I guess I just want to say this is an awesome dream to have. This is a great goal, but just know that I am crazy lucky to have been able to do it when I did. That's just my hashtag realism check. Ayo, realism check. Just because I want to be open about that. On this channel, I always try to be honest about how things like this go because sometimes people sell a dream to you, I think, and I don't think it's really fair to profit off of people's expectations or like overly high expectations. Now let's try being happy again. So story time. Here is how I got to travel for free when I only had about 2,000 subscribers on YouTube and about 1,000 Instagram followers. So back in February of 2019, I had the privilege of going to Ecuador with a company called Tour Imagination, which is an awesome travel company offering really amazing trips where you can learn a lot and do a lot of things that you wouldn't be able to do without a tour guide. I visited Ecuador and I went deep into the Amazon jungle, of course, with a guide where we stayed in a small indigenous village along the Agua Rico River called Zabalo, and we stayed with the Kofan people. It was an incredible experience, something I will never forget, and if you ever want to do it, I'll actually leave information in the description. You can go on this trip in the future. They're running it again. But I did not even know that that is where I was going to go or that's what I was going to do when in about October of 2018, I sent an email to a variety of different travel companies, essentially pitching myself as a marketing video creator, which I am. That is kind of my full-time hustle. If you didn't know, my main gig is producing video content for other people, not just YouTube. And so I sent this email out, just like total cold email to a bunch of companies ranging from smaller companies, like Tour Imagination, they're local to my area, all the way up to companies like Kentucky and Adventures that are just huge and already have a lot of influencer marketing going on. And so I pitched it mainly as an opportunity for me to create a bunch of marketing content for the company, but also that I would post about it on my social channels. And so I didn't get replies back from any other companies except for, I think, Sunwing, but that didn't end up going anywhere anyway. Basically, it was a big process of relationship building. This wasn't a immediate approval, that is for sure. I spoke with the people at Tour Imagination, for weeks and stuff, talking about what this might look like, what kind of content I could create for them, why it would be beneficial to them, how this relationship would look, and spent a lot of time in meetings and over calls and emails and stuff like that because this was also a new experience for them. Eventually, we settled on me going on the trip to the Amazon rainforest and making just a ton of promo content about the company in general and about the specific trip, which I would film while I was down there, of course, and then I created 6 marketing videos for them to kind of share at their own leisure. And then in addition to that, I posted on Instagram like 3 or 4 times, and then on my YouTube channel, I talked about it twice. So that was all kind of built into the package. And then, of course, I went on the trip, had an amazing experience, and made the videos, which they really liked, and they now post them on their own social medias and their website, etc. So that was kind of the process in terms of why I think this worked out and how it even came to be and what advice I would give you if you are a video creator or photographer looking to do travel work. The reason why I say traveling for free in air quotes, I do want to mention that there are always expenses associated with travel. So full disclosure, my airfare was covered as well as the entire trip cost. So all my meals and accommodations and everything that was included in the cost of the trip. So all of those expenses were covered. However, I did pay for my own travel vaccines, for instance. And of course, there's always just the expense of being away for 2 weeks and not being able to do other work. So that's something that I want to mention is there's always expenses associated with everything in life. So yeah, the trip itself was free. So was my airfare. That's amazing. But there are some other things involved. At the end of the day, it wasn't really me just getting a trip for free. The trip itself was payment for my services. Something that I really want to stress here is the language of using for free or complimentary, because at the end of the day, anything that a creator or an influencer, whatever you want to call it, receives in exchange for providing services, whether that's posting on Instagram, creating marketing videos, that's not for free. You are getting that as payment for whatever you are doing. And I think a lot of people don't like the idea of receiving product or services in exchange for your services as an influencer. That's fine. Once you get to a certain stage, you don't want to be doing that. And I get that if you do too much for free product, then you're kind of starting to undervalue the service that's being provided. However, for someone like me, even in my current stage of my career, I would still very happily, exchange travel for services because that's something that I really value. This is kind of a tangenty video, but if you don't value going on a trip, then 100% do not go on a trip for free in exchange for doing all this work. The same way that when clothing companies reach out to me and offer me free clothing to post about on Instagram, I don't do it because I don't want free clothes. I don't need any more clothes, and I don't want to post about clothes on my Instagram. But if a company reaches out to me with something that I really enjoy, like I have map art that I hang on my walls and I've received free tech stuff, I'm very happy to get that in exchange for posting about it because that's something that I probably would have bought anyway and I actually value it. That being said, I'm not going to make an entire sponsored video because somebody sent me a $40 podcasting microphone. Like, you need to figure out where your own boundaries are. Sure, I'll post about something, for myself. Maybe I'll say, you know what, I could do a feed post on my Instagram in exchange for getting something for free because, I have about 5,000 followers. It's not as big as my YouTube channel. And, the free thing that I'm getting is really valuable to me. So that's my own rationale, but every person needs to have their own boundaries and sort of idea of what things are worth to them so that you don't get out of hand with doing stuff that's way too valuable for something that's not very valuable in exchange. All of that is to say, I found this trip very valuable. 2 weeks of traveling in Ecuador, a place I'd never been before, never even really heard that much about. So I really, really enjoyed that trip. And not only was it an opportunity for me to create some really amazing content for the company I was going with, but also for my own YouTube channel. Side note, I used to make more travel stuff. Now that my account has become a lot more Instagram and like YouTube and social media focused, my travel videos get like no views and it makes me really sad. Can I just say that briefly? If you've watched this far in the video, I feel like I can be real with you. Let me know in the comments what I should do about that because I want to make more travel stuff, but y'all don't really watch it and it makes me sad. So getting right down to it, here is how you can exchange services for travel. First of all, you need to have a valuable as heck service. Here's what I mean by that. Me as a YouTuber with 2,000 subscribers, making a video on my channel about somebody's company was not that valuable of a service. Like, let's just be honest. I wasn't getting that many views. I had 2K subscribers and maybe would get a couple hundred views on a video. That does have some value, but maybe that has value, say, in comparison to like receiving a free podcast microphone or something, but maybe it isn't valuable enough to trade it for a whole trip, a whole international trip. However, as a professional videographer with, at the time, 9 years of video experience, lots and lots of other local clients under my belt, lots of marketing expertise across Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, that is a valuable service. which I did exchange for an international trip. And that's why I don't identify myself super strongly as like an influencer. I definitely feel more connected to the creator label and really more the videographer or, video marketing expert kind of label, because like I mentioned, I don't just do YouTube. I love it. It's definitely like my passion and my dream job, but most of my income is through client work, in which I am normally trading that expertise for money, obviously. But in this particular client project, I was trading my skills and expertise for a trip to Ecuador. I guess I don't want to say this to be discouraging, but I just do want you to know that I didn't get to go on that trip because I had 2,000 subscribers. I got to do that project because I had all these years of video marketing expertise and a skill that I could trade for that service as a payment. That's why I really, really encourage you, if you are someone who is an aspiring influencer or creator, first of all, that's totally cool. Don't let anybody get you down about wanting to do that, because it is a career and it's something that is obviously fun to do. So keep pursuing that dream. But I would encourage you to go beyond just the relationship building with your online community. Obviously, that's important, but try to build some serious skills that are going to be very marketable in your industry. When I am negotiating with brands for brand deals here on my YouTube channel, something that I talk about a lot is the power of YouTube itself as a platform. I really strongly believe that a sponsored video on YouTube is more valuable than a sponsored Instagram post because it has a much longer shelf life. If you're interested in more details about that kind of thing, let me know and I'll make a more in-depth video about it. But also the power of me being a professional videographer. The content that I create is of a certain quality, and maybe that sounds like I'm so good, but it's just the truth. I'm not a teenager using an iPhone to make all these videos. I'm a professional videographer who has done this for years, and I use professional equipment to make high quality content. And so brands that work with me can be assured that whatever video I make, it is going to be bomb, because I really care about that. And I treat it the same way that I would treat a client project of a similar monetary value. Like I spend the same amount of time, which is hours and hours, making a really good video that's going to represent their brand well and do well on my channel. That sounds like an advertisement for me, but what I'm trying to say is, in this very competitive online creator industry, you need to give yourself an edge. And for me, that edge is being a professional videographer that creates a high quality product and has experience with marketing for other clients. Unfortunately, I don't think it's enough to just have a really strong audience, because if you do that, that's a fine route to take, but you're going to need a lot of people. So people with like millions of subscribers can sell on their audience alone, because it's just like a huge volume of people. But the smaller audience you have, the more other qualities that you need to bring to the table in order to make your offering valuable. Maybe this takes away the charm of the influencer life a little bit, but I do think it's important to talk about this for what it is. It is a business, and you are offering a product and or service to whoever your customer may be, whether that's your viewer or a brand that wants to work with you or whatever. This was such a roundabout way to talk about how I traveled for free, but I just thought it was a good conversation to have, because there is so much discussion about free travel, how to travel for free, and doing that as an influencer. And so I kind of wanted to talk about my unique experience, because I don't think many people are in a position where, as a small YouTuber, they were able to have that opportunity. And so that's why I want to encourage you to widen your skill set, become an expert at something, because I think you'll be able to find more unique opportunities for yourself despite not having a very big audience. Because at the end of the day, our audience size is something that we don't have full control over. And a lot of people don't want to admit this, but a huge part of YouTube is luck. When I made my Instagram hacks for creators video, I had no idea that it was going to get 1 million views. I thought it was just another video that I made and actually scheduled to go live while I was in Ecuador. It was just a video that I knew was good and that I'd been planning for a few weeks, but I honestly thought that my apartment tour was going to get more views than that. You never know how and when your audience is going to grow, but you can control how you grow your skills and what offerings you bring to the table when it comes to your business. Anyway, I think that's going to be it for my story time real talks today. I hope that you liked this video. Let me know in the comments if you like this style of video. I literally didn't plan a thing for this. I just was like, I want to sit down and talk to you about this thing that's been on my mind. And I kind of like doing that style, so let me know if you like it. Trust me, I'm not offended if you listen to this in another tab while you scroll on your phone or did something else in your web browser. It's totally fine. Let me know in the comments if you have any other topics that you'd like me to tackle, because I'm all about breaking down the mystery around influencer culture and also the industry of creating online. Because to be honest, I'm just kind of an open book. I'm going to tell you how it is. So if you like this video, you'll probably also like this one. That was my last episode of Talk Show Real Talks, except for it was just about the Instagram chat button. So check that out. Subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any of my future videos. I upload twice a week, and I wouldn't want you to miss it. As always, I hope that you are having adventures, like traveling and following your dreams, maybe like becoming an influencer. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.